What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of the King Arts Mazinger Z. This is the DFS0, or is that an O? DFS065. We scroll down here, you can see what the hell I'm talking about. And you're staring at a cardboard box. Inside the cardboard box is a cardboard flap and a box wrapped in nice plastic. And inside we get this beautiful box after we take the plastic off. It's got a beautiful, absolutely stunning picture of the figure itself, and that is an actual toy. It is, as you can see here, a prototype shown. Final product may be slightly different, and that's actually a little sticker that was added on. So maybe there's some differences on here. Maybe this is a little more detailed, as prototypes tend to be, or whatever. Maybe there's some differences. All right. Yeah. So. Got the nice Japanese logo, and again the little part number there. The side of the box does have the damaged version. Look at this right here. That is beautiful. That little foil kind of thing going on there. Damaged version, clean version. I'm surprised the clean version is not the front of the box. I guess that's something they wanted to bring attention to. And then the clean version there, and then finally we shall get in the box, which is the end that I open. Oh no! Before we even do that. It's going to be a little difficult since I have a small amount of space here. We are, how can I do this? Yeah, how can I do this for you guys? So, look at that. The flap opens up to show the damaged Mazinger. Again, that's the one that they're showing you. I guess they're really proud of the whole damaged thing. You get the, right here, the battle damaged version. You get the armored fists, which is the rocket punch. You get the drill missiles, machine gun drill missiles on the elbows, and can you see down there two little pictures of the missiles and the contents. And one of the cool things, I'm not going to bother editing too much here. We shall open this. Where are we? You see this little Mazinger kind of thing going on here. I wish I had more space, guys. I literally can't show you guys this, but this is beautiful. So you can see it's a little like blueprint kind of thing going on here with the Mazinger, the old school Shogun warrior proportions going on there, and the little Mazinger logo is actually separate from the back there. It's not printed on there. I don't know if there's variations of this. Maybe one says Mazinger. I have no clue, guys. That's just how it is. And this little flap here, which at the top it's held on by a little round clear piece of tape. And can you see the figure? And there you see the figure. Unfortunately, again, not a lot of room here. Alright, so inside we get a tray and also the instruction booklet warning you not to hold Mazinger's head, or not to, I guess, squeeze on it or pull on it. The crown, that thing that goes around his head, because it says here, easy to break. You want to kind of pull it up from the chin here, and it gives you a little LED warning. It says here, the battery only can use for 10 minutes. If light up much. Note, if light up much, the LED will be go down. I love how they capitalize go and will. Yeah, so anyway, little instruction booklet again, it's full color. Again, showing the damaged Mazinger. Alright, or Mazinger, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to show you this sideways, guys. I know that's really annoying, or actually maybe I'll do it this way. And I'll just scan up, but when we start from the bottom, you get some damaged feet parts, you get some damaged shoulder parts, you get a full set of batteries there, so obviously there's light up features on this figure here. So as we move up, you get the little rocket punch effects, you get the iron cutters, and you get the scranded parts, the standard and damaged, and of course the heat sinks, or whatever you want to call them. There's only one damage. You're supposed to leave the other one off to be correct as what you see in the anime. And then you get the damaged head parts, and only doing the devil horn sign, two alternate hands, which are just in the booby grabbing position, as I like to call it. And of course, the hover pilder. Alright, so that's the first tray. Actually, almost forgot there was a second tray when I first opened this and showed you guys on my Facebook. If you follow my Facebook, if not, please follow. It's pretty cool. I usually post pictures up there before I do the review. So yeah, we get the scrander. Right, we don't get two scranders. I know there's damaged parts, or a damaged version of this, but well, you'll see in the review what we do with those. And we got the damaged pieces that go on the scrander here. Did I say Pilder or Scrander? Anyway, if I said Pilder for this, I meant Scrander. I probably did say Scrander. I'm just a little cuckoo right now. But I get the damaged parts. And yeah, and the rest of the chest pieces. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. So first of all, what I want to do is, as we leave a black screen here, and show you this as I take it out. My only experience with King Arts has been their Hulkbuster, which was a weird purchase for me. Number one, super expensive. Number two, not a fan. Not that I don't like superheroes, just you know, it's not something I follow. Like I'm not a big fan. I don't collect superheroes. I mean, I guess I do some Batman stuff, Superman, which are my favorite heroes. Had to stop there for a sec because he's kind of hard to pull out of this tray. There's nowhere to grab onto, and of course the camera's not perfectly centered. But getting back to what I was saying, my only experience with King Arts has been the Hulkbuster, which I have to say, and according to people who have seen it on display, possibly the most beautiful piece on display. That's obviously opinions there, you know, because I have other cool stuff on display. But anyway, that was my first experience, and it was a beautiful figure. Love the paint, love all the little details. Now this carries on with that type of quality. However, I will say this, since there's a lot of Chogokin collectors watching my videos, if you're strictly a Chogokin collector, all right, and you guys know you're hardcore about it, I know you guys out there, you're really hardcore, or you're just casual, you know, die-cast collectors, but the hardcore people out there may, you know, the first time upon grabbing this think, ugh, because it feels light. I'll be honest, there's heft, and it's hard to explain because there is heft, but you can tell it's not on the outer edges. That's how amazing the human body is. So you can feel the weight, but you can tell it's not on the outside. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Anyway, so there's something going on. I have not, and you know, it's cold in here, so it should be easy to feel the metal parts. I can't find any metal parts. I know they're there because they say it's in the construction, but I don't see that, you know, the parts. But anyway, it is beautiful. You can see they have used some, you know, candy colors, I guess, like translucent blue over silver. I don't know how they get these colors, but it is beautiful and stunning to look at, guys. That silver is beautiful. Looks very nice. Now the one thing right here, see that little space there? It's a little bit annoying. I don't know if it was there when I first got it, but you know, everything comes off of magnets. When I put it on, it just doesn't really fit right. But anyway, we can't leave them without the hover pilder. And there's something I wanted to show you guys, and I gotta be really careful. Just so you know, it is 3 degrees outside, and I am in an unheated attic. So the temperature up here is pretty, that's why my voice is so energetic. I'm just trying to keep my temp up. But here's the hover pilder. Big letdown for me, I gotta say, is not seeing Koji Kabuto in there. There's a little, on the seat, there's a little hole where you would think like the little PVC Koji Kabuto would sit in there. But I don't know, unless mine is, you know, it's not like I have a bunch of these I can look at. But if you guys have one and it does, or is supposed to have a Koji Kabuto, please let me know. The pictures, there's always a glare over it. But come on, really? Guys went crazy with all the details. Like, you know, you don't put a little Koji Kabuto. How dare you? But anyway, hover pilder goes right up there. And getting back to the finish on this, there's a couple of things I wanted to point out. There's some kind of like watermark looking kind of things on the plastic. Can you see that when it shines? There's like some staining. And it doesn't really rub off with my finger. So I hope they're just not like little glue droplets that fell. There's also like a little scratch. Right, you can see that. I'm sure you could see that right there. And also, I thought it was detailing those. See that? Those two little dots? I thought it was like little screw things. Oh, hope I didn't lose that. Oh, by the way, with the hover pilder, please be careful. The hinges are literally microscopic. So if you break this, that's going to suck. And I hope I didn't just jinx myself by saying that. But you'll see these little screw details. I thought that's what that was. It looks like they just dropped glue. And I know that happens with figures. You're in a factory, but $300 figure, by the way, let's get that out of the way. $300. For a what, 9-inch figure this is? I would say about 9, maybe 10 inches. I don't know. Really should not have any kind of mess ups. If Bandai can do it, and you know they have their factories in China, please, King Arts, you guys, just be careful. It's a $300 figure. You guys got the Great Mazinger, or yeah, the Great Mazinger coming out, and you got the Grandizer. Please don't disappoint me with those. I'll let it slide for this, since it's the first figure, but honestly, it's not something you should let slide, you know, but that's just me. $300, let's just say that again, $300. And there's little weird things going on. The scratch I can understand from being in the thing. You can probably, for the next release, is wrap it in plastic, but you got to stop with the little glue things. Anyway, I think I've talked about that way too long. So we're here to look at the figure again. Let's put the hover pilder in there. I don't know if it, I thought it was a magnet fit. Oop, I just heard a little crunch there. So, I can't get it to stay. It looks like it's supposed to wedge. It's like a cone shape, that little thing in there. And I don't know what's going on. It doesn't hold well. But we're going to check out the articulation, even though you're not supposed to hold it by the crown. I'm not squeezing it or anything. Oh, it's kind of tight, so maybe I should hold it by the rest of the head here. But you can see, this is annoying. Seriously. Turn the head. And it is really tight, the head. And does it have a separate neck? No, it doesn't. If this was a Bandai figure, it would. But yeah, head turns side to side. Very minimal up and down movement. You have shoulders. You got like one of those butterfly swivels, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really, yeah, it doesn't have, it feels like there's things going on in there, but it doesn't really hold as far back. Kind of wants to go back into the center, and it moves up and down, obviously. And then also the up and down on the actual shoulder itself. Bicep swivels. You get the elbow right there. It's got the nice little rib design going on back there. You do have the upper chest. Alright, and do they give enough clearance so you don't scratch the crap out of this? Looks like it, maybe. And the waist. Again, I get a little iffy with waists when they're not perfectly round, because obviously at some point they're going to bang into something else and start scratching, so I don't know. Don't really need that kind of movement when I display my figures. And the legs, you'll notice this just dropped down, so it does give like the weird articulation just to be able to bring this out a little further. You kind of fold it in to go back in. And I love the gold detailing there, by the way. And then the knees. Oh, by the way, upper thigh swivel. The knees are really nice. Got ratchets right there. And one of the things I wanted to point out is the spring-loaded mechanism here, as you would find on some of the Bandai Shogoken, where you fold this and it kind of brings that panel in so you can get more articulation, which is an excellent design, I gotta say. And you got the ankles. Check this out, guys. Real pistons. The pistons tilt, and so do the actual shafts going into the piston. They move, which is nice. And of course, the ankle tilt, which you're witnessing right now, back and forth with the foot. And I think the only thing I left out was the wrists. So the wrists are on ball joints, and this is the fist that it comes with. Just the fist and the open hands. Alright, here he is with the Scrander on. And it looks pretty good. I fumbled around a little bit more with the doors here so that it could fit the right way. And there's something I'm noticing now, and I apologize when you watch the later portion of the video, since this is all edited at different times, is that I'm missing the belt. I'm going to show you guys the belt on this pre-damaged version, but you'll probably notice it's missing when you see the damaged version. Alright, so let's try that again. There it is with the little belt. Again, I forgot it in the damaged version, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me. Yeah, and I think this figure so far is looking beautiful. I might be repeating myself again. I've been filming this over the course of probably a month, so you'll have to forgive me. But looks really good. I do want to show you some of the other gimmicks it has. And I'm also letting you know in advance, I did forget to show you the damaged head here. This is what the damaged head looks like. Alright, in case you don't see it in the later portion of the video. You'll notice one eyeball is brighter than the other. I'm assuming one of them is not going to light up. I do have to do a follow-up video with the LEDs, since these batteries here, I don't know if it's the cold that killed them, but they're not working. So Might just be me. Might just be me. But hopefully I'll get it to do a follow-up video soon. So, like I told you before, it does have alternate hands, and I love the sculpt on these. I mean, look at the color. You can tell they're painted silver with a nice clear blue over it. But let's see what they look like. Pop it off. Just wish it wasn't so cold, because the PVC parts are so stiff. It's about as good as I'm going to get it on. It didn't pop into the ball, but you can see the hand there. And then there's also the other gimmick here, which you pop off the elbow. I'm so afraid of like breaking this, like all the stress from this popping off, and again, because of the cold, these things don't want to flex too good. I'm just afraid I'm going to break that there. Hope there's a nice metal pin in there. But it does have this thing here that's supposed to, how does this go? Pops in, which is going to be careful again because of the cold. And I can't pop it in, guys. I'm so sorry. Life has thrown me curveballs, and I have a different review area. So, I got it on. It's supposed to be a fist, but I'm sure you guys understand if I just take a second here, put the fist back on. Please don't fall. This is like one of those things where it will fall. I notice there's a lot of grease in here. See that? Is that, what is that? It's kind of weird. I'm sure it's grease. If you guys are wondering why my hands are cut up, I fly race drones, freestyle drones. I don't really race them, and one of them turned on me while I was plugging it in. So anyway, that's a pretty cool effect if you take a look at that, right? It's one of the better effects, I think. I know they got the, the super soakers. I don't know what the hell that was. The Super Robot Chogokin has the, the little extension on there. This doesn't. I think this looks a lot better, even though the fists aren't really too far off the elbow. Kind of prefer the way that looks. It's more of like that initial blast. I'm adding the iron cutters here. They're a little tricky. Alright, but it's doable. I didn't think these were going to be the same arm pieces, because it looks like there's no space to put the arm cutters, but apparently there is. Just got to feed it just the right way, and you got your iron cutters going on. So that's a pretty cool, neat little thing. So here he is with most of the stuff that he comes with. So, having said that, we're going to check out the, and I'm a little disappointed the hover Pilder doesn't stay on, as you saw. Anyway, so we're going to check out some of the gimmicks. A lot of this has what you, or affectionately called magnets. Well, they're not affectionately called magnets, they are magnets. I don't know what I'm saying, but they come off. You'll see the little two magnets there, and then on the opposite end, take this off right here. Okay, so I'm going down the line, pretty much getting this guy naked, because there's a gimmick. If you didn't know already, there's a gimmick, very Solo Chogokin DXy, which, by the way, you can get for $100 more at BBTS, if I'm not mistaken, or is that Great Mazinger? In any case, you can get a much bigger Mazinger from BBTS, the Solo Chogokin DX, if you prefer something big and heavy and completely awesome with some of the same gimmicks as this, and lights and sound. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back. I took his crotch off first, of course. If you know me, I always start there. And take the chest off. Look at those details. Now, one of the things I wish I had with me right now is the DX version, just to be able to compare, to see if it's similar in design. So I think there should be some kind of consistency in the design of his mech stuff going on underneath. I'm sure there is. They're probably going by some line art. Then these panels I wanted to show you. Bend them back a little bit. I believe this is similar. As a matter of fact, I may put up a picture showing them side by side if I can. Otherwise, we'll just look at this right here. It's spring-loaded. These little pieces here, which is nice. And these pieces are metal. Right? Let me taste it. Yeah, metal. So we got the top part and the bottom part metal on a spring, and then we got this outer piece in painted silver. And going down the line, we're going to take off the front panels here. Look at those legs. Look at those inner legs. They're so beautiful. Now, this is where a lot of the money's going, guys. I did say $300, complaining. And you gotta think, if you've seen toys being made, the whole paint process is time consuming. I mean, they have things set up where they can do them quick, but really it's a lot of steps. Look at all the details on there. That's a lot of paint steps. It looks good. It looks good. I want to take off the front toes. You'll notice there's some clear. Yeah, this is weird. Is this supposed to come off? I don't know. Maybe the clear is so like pretend it's not there because it kind of needs to be there for the toes. But anyway, you'll see the actual feet right there. That's weird. It's got the little toes. Anyway, move back here, take off the back pieces. So you can see his heels. I love the design. I was thinking these bottom things come off. I love the design of the bottom of the foot. Sometimes, he's just got flat feet on the bottom, no details. And we're not done. I mean, this possibly goes a little further than the DX. Don't have it here to remember, but see that there? I think it does. So back here, I think that slit right there, I guess the intention is to put a little piece of plastic in there to keep the batteries from rotting or wasting. So maybe they did intend to leave the batteries in there. But anyway, keep going. Because I'm telling you guys, you can get this guy really, really naked. I remember thinking before I made this video I was not going to talk a lot. This video is going to end up being horribly long. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go off camera for a sec there because some stuff just was not coming off. And I could have just done this, but I just want you to see if I run into any issues. The only issue was just the front plate here. Just needed me to hold it closer because I'm having my arms extended here and it's kind of hard to handle this thing. Alright, so oh no. The shoulders. Remember, this is complete nakedism. Nakedness. Alright, and I think the only thing you can't do... What the hell? It keeps going. Look at this. Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. That's not even stripper music. What am I talking about? Cherry Pie's a stripper song. She's my cherry pie. Don't say you guys don't know anything about that because you're probably watching this video from a strip club instead of looking at the movies. But there he is, skeletonized. I hadn't done this before the review, and I gotta say, I'm actually very impressed. Yeah, very nice. The only kind of weird thing is this little spine coming up here. Yeah. Reminds me of something my daughter watches with the Five Nights at Freddy's, some kind of robotic thing. But anyway. Ball joints. I kind of wish that maybe, well maybe not, that those parts were made out of metal. Yeah, it just looks like plastic. Hopefully it's like a composite plastic that's going to last. But I do like the fact that they put the ball joints into a like nylon or possibly a PVC cup where it'll have some kind of friction and hopefully not wear out easily. So yeah, there he is. And I guess now that we have him naked like that's a perfect, and you got to see all the stuff I got down here, all those little pieces laying there. We're going to actually put on the damaged parts. But before we even do that, guys, I was just examining this thing of beauty, visual beauty. We're just going to scan from the bottom up so you guys can see the detail. Actually, let's start that over because we should get closer before it blurs. Alright, so we start off with the feet. Let's look at those details. Nice metallic finishes. It almost looks cartoony. It almost looks like a oil painting. So move up. Look at the gleam on that thing. Here's looking at you, babe. Now this does come with 11 batteries, if my math serves me correct. And like the King Arts Hulkbuster, which had a lot of LEDs and everything, this also has LEDs. And I did notice 2 of them, and they're like the high quality kind, right there. What are they called? The SMDs or something like that type, right here. They're not like the actual little bulb looking ones. They're the flat type, which are really bright usually. And I did notice little switches here by the wrist On the legs, do I see any switches? You know, normally this is stuff you want to look up in instruction booklet, but as you know, too lazy for that. But yeah, 11. So I'm thinking there's 2 or 3 for the chest, 2 for each arm, and then 2 for each leg. So that makes sense. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 3, 11. So I'll find the other ones soon enough. But what we're going to do is actually dress him up in damaged mode. Yeah, so we're finally going to do that. Okay, we're going to hold off a second because, like an idiot, I forgot to show you the Scrander. And alright, almost didn't grab that. And we got to put this here, obviously. So here's the Scrander. I forgot to show you guys the Scrander on Mazinger. So I will end the video with that, put everything back on again, and then show you guys the Scrander. So it's really cool. It's got a nice metallic finish. I don't know what it is about this metallic finish that always has grease on it. Maybe they're out to lunch, eating a McRib or something while they make my figures. There's always grease. Beautiful metallic yellow going on right here, guys. Beautiful. Oh! There's the LED. So I guess I was wrong. There's more LEDs on the Scrander. Oh, that's right. The boosters light up. That's awesome. So we're going to check this out much later. But we are going to check, or at least in this form, we are going to check this out because I know that happens for the damaged part. So we will show you the damaged version with the Scrander, and then I'll end the video with the Scrander. Okay, so here's the third try, guys. We're going to put the damaged parts on. Alright, so I've actually already started, and I gotta say, so far, look at this. My toes fall off! What is up with that? Seriously? I mean, the part's attached with magnets, but this one doesn't. This one, I would like to say friction fit, but there's absolutely no friction. You can see the little slots going in there. That's a tad annoying, because I almost think anybody moving these around will probably lose those parts. But I did want to show you how nice the panel's going. Damn it, can't get it out of this freaking thing. Way to make me look bad. Way to make me look bad. So, here they are. So we got the back panel, or the front panel. Oh, I got them wrong. They are coordinated for certain areas. It says R. Now, is it my right looking at him or his right? Probably his right. So this goes here. Maybe that's why they don't wedge in. No, it's the same fucking thing. This doesn't even have like a left or right. Alright, and then pop that in. You'll see it just pops right in nicely. It's got a nice satisfying feel. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Just got to make sure it's centered. There's the toes pop. We're going to leave the toes off until we're done. But that's cool. That's cool right there, the way this stuff is showing through. Wow, that's a pretty neat effect going on there.
Hey ladies, how about you come back to my place later?
Whoa. Wow. What review of mine that has a Mazinger in it does not have a damaged Mazinger in it? Whether it's me dropping it or whatever. But this looks great. And I didn't cause this damage. This damage is on purpose. I gotta say, while I was putting this together, it really felt like I was holding a charred and battered toy. That's how good the detailing is. Some nice shading, like some nice airbrushing going on. They took a lot of time with the little cracks and everything, and I love, like, the damage just works with this. I know there's another, there's a GX, excuse me, weird hiccups there. And there's like a GX70 coming out or something that's damaged, and it's like $250. I don't know. I'm not spending that for a GX70, but I think this is a great alternative. As a matter of fact, when this popped up for pre-order, I canceled the other damaged one because really this one's much better looking. Maybe not a better Chogoking, since this is not a Chogoking, but I didn't need the other one. But I love how you can see through the stuff. That really makes a big difference in this figure. I should try and return this and say I got a messed up, broken Mazinger. Can I have my money back? And look at the, I mean, look at his stomach. You can see the missile in there. That's really cool. Where else can you see detail? Look at that. Looking through the leg there. That's really cool. I like that. You know, I'm not much for damaged gimmicks, but it's pretty cool on this. And as a matter of fact, you can see here on the heatsink the little detail they've done, and of course leaving this open like that. and just the top part of the chest. You can't really see in there. You can, but the camera's not picking it up. I'm a little upset still about the the toes, of course. I was going to say the hover pile. They're not having Koji Kabuto in there. But what is this? Come on. That is not acceptable on a $300 figure. But other than that, it looks great. So at this point, the temperature in here, my hair is frozen, even though I don't have hair. But it's cold in here, guys. I can't even feel my feet. So I'm going to pause here. For you guys, it's going to be a split second. But, you know, so if my attitude or whatever changes, you'll know why. But, yeah, I'm going to stop here. Bye. Alright, so what you just saw like a couple seconds ago, it is now 2 weeks later. So, don't remember where I left off. But I believe I was doing all the damaged things going on. And also to the scrander here. So we're going to go ahead and remove these bits here, which will also allow you to see the internals of the scrander. Oops. And it is still freezing cold. I think that's the reason I stopped last time, because it was way too cold in here. Before I put the other panel on, you can see the detailing of the inside of the boosters. Get that one on just so you can see how it clips in. Look at that. That one's showing a lot more than this side. Alright, we're going to go ahead, and also pull these things off, because he is heavily damaged. That's a pretty cool, neat little feature, isn't it? Now I do want to show you the scrander, the way it goes on. And it's not immediately apparent as to, whoa, just dropped him off to the side over here. Gonna have to leave that in, guys, because he doesn't have his freaking toes. I'm just editing this at different times and everything's messed up. But anyway, go oh, the Mazinger curse. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, that sucked so bad. But yeah, so there's little doors here. I just wanted to show you the instructions, how poor they are when it comes to opening that little door. It has these little arrows that are like curved, but I don't necessarily understand it as being like open the doors. Like it just, you don't even see the doors there. So it just looks to me like you got to do something. But anyway, I figured it out. There's actually little doors, kind of hard to get at. What I did was use this Ninja Turtle weapon and just push from the back. There you go. You can kind of see it snap open a little bit, and it's still not there. There we go. It's not too bad. It's my first time doing it. I did it with the damaged version, but that's not going to make sense if I edit it that way. And then this pops in right here. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But yeah, the doors are supposed to go in these little slots. They don't really line up correctly to do that. Not really into the way that fits in there, but I guess it works, right? There you go. It actually seems like you're not supposed to, but in the pictures it does show him without this elbow piece here. And I can't exactly duplicate it without ripping it out of here, and I don't want to do that. So just pretend it's not there. Damaged version of Mazinger. Now I wanted to show you guys for a second how it compares to the Mazinger DX. And it's very similar. It's very similar. I'm assuming they were going off, you know, line art or something, because they're very similar. I don't think one copied off another. But you can see the pistons carry over. This little orange piece is gray on that one, but it's got these little cylinder things with the little thingies. I don't know what to call them, guys. I don't know what the hell they are. But this part here is also carried over here. Same thing with the thighs. Look at the thighs. And the way the little slinky type ribbed upper thighs are there, and the way that little missile area is. So very, very similar. I don't think it's a copy of the other. Again, probably just some line art. And yeah, figured I'd show you guys. I originally wasn't going to have this guy in a review, but I managed to get him at the last second for you guys. Now the only thing that's missing is the LED function, which if it's anything like their Hulkbuster, it's going to be pretty cool. Unfortunately, don't have those batteries with me. I know, I'm slacking, guys. I'm slacking, but it's something out of my control. But you know, bottom line, if you are a Mazinger collector, I don't consider myself a huge Mazinger collector. I do have a lot of Mazingers. I'm happy with it. Am I happy that this thing is $300? You know, well, let's put it this way. A couple of things was in the damage mode, the toes fell off. They don't fall off on the regular one, so that, I guess that's good news. I wish the way the wings would clip in the back was a tad better. I definitely wish the Pilder would at least, you know, everything's magnetized, and they couldn't do like a magnet on this thing. It's got like a hole and a little tab, and it just, I cannot get it to situate itself. Like, I don't want to break it. It just won't wedge in. And the tab that it goes into is like like triangle shape. So how does that even... It's like pyramid shaped. I don't get it. And, of course, Koji Kabuto's not inside. What is going on? What is with that? But, I don't know. It is what it is. I had a feeling maybe they forgot to put it in. But from what I can see in the pictures, it doesn't have it. Like, there's a... Probably showed you guys early in the video. There's a little hole where, like, a little PVC thing could have possibly... been pegged in, but forget about it. Anyway, let me do a size comparison so you guys, especially if you're not used to having those other figures that I normally review for comparison. But here's MP10, pretty much the same size as MP10. All right, for you guys who own that. Well, the majority of you people do, but yep. So that's how he compares. That's about the size that he is. And for $300, I can tell you where the money's going. It's definitely going into the amount of paint apps and details that have been put onto this figure. I mean, they do a lot of panel lining, and the panel lining is really good. It's very, like, very thin, precise. I wouldn't say, you know, super precise plastic, but it's like that kind of plastic where it has to be molded really small, but it's very resistant. So it's not necessarily going to break, but it's very, I don't know the word, guys. I don't know. Delicate. It's not really delicate because it's not going to break, but yeah. Anyway, so a lot of that money goes into that, paint, all that stuff. Not necessarily, you know, metal. Because the metal, it's there. You feel it. Can't really tell you where it is. It's in the frame, but it's definitely not on the outside. So when you pick this up for the first time, you're thinking to yourself, I can feel the weight, I just can't tell where it is. And that's really what it comes down to. But, again, going back to Mazinger collectors, you'll probably like it. If you have the DX version, I'm sure you're more than happy enough with it. But, I don't know. Maybe this will go down in prices someday. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll disappear. But I will be getting the rest of the series. So that's how impressed I am with it. But, you know, I can understand with the price, you may want to shy away. But if you just want that, like, kind of like in between the Chogokin size and the DX, and you want a little bit, tiny bit more stylized, you know, because they add all these little details, may want to just hop on board with this, especially since what's coming out, you got the Great Mazinger, you also have Grendizer. The Grendizer looks pretty badass, can't wait for that one. But if you're expecting something that you hold in your hand and you feel like that cold, heavy metal that you do with the other Chogokin, you might be a bit disappointed. But I gotta tell you, from my initial reaction when I first got it, yeah, I felt that way. I'm like, you know, but I got a chance to mess around with this guy, like it. He looks great on display, which is exactly where he's going, right next to my DX. So, having said that, if you want to pick up one of these, you can use the link in the description below to help out the channel so I can keep going. And that's it, guys. Until next time, bye-bye.